Hey, gotten several questions as well about face mask after I revealed yesterday that I would be combining face mask with my MSE treatment. Um, I don't know much about what the face mask is or exactly how it works. I don't even know what it looks like. I've honestly never seen it. I've never even, as crazy as this sounds, never even Googled it and searched images or anything like that. All I know is that the face mask is something that's routinely used, including by Dr. Juan Moon himself, used in combination with MSE to pull the structures of the face forward. And it takes advantage of the fact that you have this hunk of metal screwed into the maxilla already, and the fact that the MSE widens, splits the mid-palatal suture, and then after it splits the mid-palatal suture, it starts applying stress to the other bones of the face. I mean, imagine it. So now the suture is split now, but you keep turning the MSE, and so the sutures in here, I don't know exactly where they are. I've never taken... I'm not an expert in the anatomy of the face or even the bones of the cranium, although I probably should be at this point. But yeah, there's other sutures. If you look at an image of the skull, the cranium, you'll see that it's not one contiguous bone. It's actually several smaller bones that are kind of pasted together or attached to each other at what they call sutures, which are just these long joints. And the suture is made out of some kind of tissue that's weaker than the bone of the mainland. So the MSE in its expanding loosens those sutures that connect the various cranial bones, and so it creates an environment where when you can now add another force that's pulling this way, which is what I anticipate the face mask will do. It will connect to these loops, 1, 2, and then probably, I don't know where it will be braced, but it'll brace itself somewhere on my face and then connect to those loops and then pull this way. And since the sutures are loosened by the MSE, they're kind of like, imagine like, I don't know what would be a good way to put it. Like, yeah, imagine you warmed, I can't think of an analogy. I don't know, warm butter versus solid butter. The MSE makes the sutures into like warm butter, and then you pull on them, and it comes forward. Dr. Nuaz uses the face mask as well, and I asked him about it. We talked about it together, rather. He presented it to me as an option, but I had read about it on the Great Work, and we both decided to go for it. I mean, I know I've already come forward with Agra, but the one other main point I want to make, the difference between the forward expansion of the face mask combined with MSE versus the forward expansion of the Agra is that it's becoming clear that what Agra does is that it expands what's called the alveolar bone. It doesn't actually expand the maxilla itself. And the distinction between those two is often understood in terms of whether or not what they call the A point moves. So the A point in a cranium is the front of the actual maxillary bone, which doesn't include the alveolar bone, which is like a softer kind of perimeter bone on the maxilla that contains the teeth. It's like the alveolar bone is like a soft crust, and then the maxilla is like the core. And what Agra does not move the A point forward. Okay, my x-rays showed that, and others, a different friend of mine told me his A point didn't move forward with Agra either. Just yesterday he told me that, actually. And so, but the MSE and face mask, when they pull forward, they actually, because the face mask is pulling on the MSE, which is screwed into the maxilla, it actually moves the A point forward. I mean, that's the hope and promise. We'll see, right? These appliances aren't always what they're cracked up to be, especially when I crack them up. You know, there's no guarantee. We'll see how it turns out, right? But I think studies have shown, and MSE is fairly well studied, certainly better studied than Agra, show that the face mask is capable of producing a few millimeters of A-point movement. And so as soon as I finish expanding with MSE, which will be a few more weeks, 1 turn a day for the next 2 or 3 weeks, then at my next appointment with Dr. Nuaz, I will be given a face mask, and with those sutures all loosened up with MSE at its max, I start using the face mask right away. So, yeah, I mean, when I get it, y'all will get a good look at it. But for now, I'm just speculating since you asked. All right, peace out.